और बात क्यों? हाँ हाँ ठीक है, कल भी तो बता दो। ओके ओके, रिलैक्स। इसको पतला करना ठीक है, ऐसे कर दो। हाँ S. Stay. Start. Namaskar. Good evening. Welcome to this discussion. दरअसल पिछले दिनों से कुछ समय से कुछ नोट्स बनाते रहती हूँ मैं, और आज उन्हीं के साथ उन्हीं को लेकर मैं आपसे डिस्कशन करूँगी, बातचीत करूँगी, फिर हम लोग बातचीत करेंगे। सवाल अभिनय का उतना नहीं जितना शायद अभिनेता को लेकर है, और अभिनेता के भी दर्शन को लेकर कुछ बातें मैं आपके साथ उसका आदान प्रदान करना चाहती हूँ। तो इसीलिए इसी के इर्द गिर्द ये बात रहेगी। पर उस पर आने से पहले मैं शुरुआत में आपके साथ एक छोटी सी कविता की कुछ पंक्तियाँ आपके साथ शेयर कर रही हूँ, और ये येट्स की कविता है और उसकी कुछ पंक्तियाँ हैं। Labor is blossoming or dancing where the body is not bruised to pleasure soul, nor beauty born out of its own despair, nor blear-eyed wisdom out of midnight oil. O chestnut tree, great rooted blossomer, are you the leaf, the blossom, or the bowl? O body swayed to music, O brightening glance, how can we know the dancer from the dance? How can we know the dancer from the dance. And how can we know the actor from the act? The actor from the words that he carries, the actor from the ideas that he puts forward, the emotions, the philosophy that the actor may carry forward. We all believe, or rather, we all do accept that an actor is a conveyor of emotion, conveyor of energy, conveyor of thought, characters, many, many things. We are often uh, uh, not, we accept that the actor is a conveyor of thoughts, but these thoughts are not meant to be the actors. These thoughts are meant to be somebody else's, the writer, the person who has visualized, the visionary, the thinker, the philosopher. The thought for us belongs to the realm of the mind, acting to the realm of the body. And we are still to figure out why not this be one? And why not the actor be the creator or be the carrier of his or her own thought? Why the thinker should be somebody else and the performer should be a different self, and that the performer is merely carrying on forward or conveying forward a thought that may belong to somebody else. Is the actor not an incarnation of a philosophy that he or she possesses? Or must he forfeit this right to be so? Must he or she liberate himself or herself from her or his worldview just so that he may be able to perform, or just so that he may be able to be a conveyor? There was a time, and there still is a time, in many places today, where the worker and the creator and the singer are one and the same. In the fields, in the kitchen, while sweeping, swapping, cooking, tilling, feeding the birds, there are songs and songs. People sing. They do not sing to glorify the work. They sing so as to make that work probably less tedious, to be able to deal with the drudgery, to survive. Survival in itself is a philosophy. Not to give up in itself is a philosophy. So these are the songs of survival which people create with work. They are the creators, they are the workers, and they are the singers. And it is not to say that they do not grumble, but the grumbling itself becomes palatable. Sorrow too must be in a frame that it can go public. So also with emotions like love, nostalgia, separation, desire. Search for a language to be a narrative, forming a narrative. Because when you form the narrative, when you create the narrative, that gives the human being an agency of expression, an agency of expression that is very crucial, so important when we are going through difficult times, painful times, when we are trying to mitigate the suffering, when we insist on our own survival. So here the creator, the worker, the body, the mind, the voice is all one at the source. And then we have maybe created refinements, created specializations, created different areas. We attribute the right to philosophize to the philosopher, to the thinker. We also give this right to the writer. We give this right to the poet. We attribute this also to the painter, to the sculptor, to many such who work with material outside of them. But to the performer, whose material is his or her own self, where is that right to philosophize, that right to carry one's philosophy forward? For the philosophy that he or she may be contained in the very presence, which is what maybe we will discuss later. अभिव्यक्ति का स्रोत और माध्यम तन अभिव्यक्ति का स्रोत और माध्यम है, तो उसकी जीवन दृष्टि का आकार भी उसी की भाषा में संभव है, जैसे शब्द का अपनी ध्वनि से। फिलॉसफी कहने के भी कई तरीके, कई भाषाएं हो सकती हैं। एक लिखित भाषा हो सकती है, एक रंग की भाषा हो सकती है, और एक परफॉर्मर की अपनी भाषा, उसके अपने माध्यम से भी हो सकती है। वो भाषा हमें पढ़नी आनी चाहिए, या हम उस भाषा के लिए कम से कम ओपन हो कि ये भी एक तरीका हो सकता है। जब भी हम कोई मूर्ति या शिल्प में ढला काम देखते हैं, यानी जब वो हमारे सामने आता है, तो हमें उसमें उसका समय, काल, धारा, धारणा, परिभाषित सौंदर्य बोध और मानव और सृष्टि के कई सारे पहलुओं को समेटती दृष्टि का दर्शन होता है। दर्शन का अर्थ केवल दिखना ही नहीं, बल्कि वो दिख जाना जो उसके भीतर का, जो छिपा हुआ है, वो जब उजागर हो जाए तो बहुत कुछ एक शिल्प के माध्यम से हम तक पहुंचता है। The aesthetics emerges from a worldview. That is why we say, well, this sculpture belongs to a certain period. These were the given principles of life at that time. This was a worldview, which is what we can see in the contours of the sculpture. शिल्पकारों ने समय समय पर कई भाव, भंगिमाओं, मुद्राओं को अपनी कृतियों में स्थापित कर छोड़ा है। They have frozen so much of expression in their creations, और इसमें उस काल का दर्शन विद्यमान है। तो अभी बहुत सारे ये जो भाव भंगिमाएं हमें दिखती हैं, वो नाटक से, वो नृत्य से उभरी, वो वहाँ से मिलती जुलती भी है। तो अभिनेता तो अपनी प्रस्तुति में स्थायी और निरंतर परिवर्तित होती भंगिमाओं के प्रवाह से रचना को रूप देता है। उसके माध्यम से पिरोया जाने वाला ये जीवन संग्रह हमें अनुभूति के साथ साथ दर्शन के कई स्तर भी दिखा जाता है। हमारे लिए वो दर्शन के कई स्तर खोलता भी। अपनी मौजूदगी में वो व्यापकता लिए रहता है। उसमें वर्तमान भी है और वो काल्पनिक काल या स्थल भी जिसको वो साथ ला, जो कि उस नाटक का एक विशेष स्थान या काल भी हो सकता है। यहाँ तक कि एक कुशल अभिनेता अपने साथ ब्रह्मांड का आभास भी सहेज कर रखता है। उसकी अपनी प्रेजेंस में एक इन्फिनाइट का रिलेशन लिए वो अगर मंच है तो मंच या जो भी परफॉर्मेंस स्थल है वहाँ पे उतरता है। वो भी शिल्पकार की तरह अनंत में रचना करता है। हम ये तो मानते हैं कि वो सार आगे ले जा रहा है, पर वो स्वयं दर्शन का स्रोत हो सकता है, इस पर हम सबके बीच में काफी मतभेद रहा है और रहता है। अब हम पूछ सकते हैं, सोच सकते हैं कि अभिनेता और दार्शनिक कितने भिन्न हैं, कितने दूर हैं, कितने अलग हैं और कितने निकट हैं। क्योंकि हम दार्शनिक से उम्मीद करते हैं कि वो हमें जीवन का, दुनिया का, जिंदगी का एक नजरिया दे, उसकी एक दृष्टि दे, उसका एक दर्शन हमारे सामने रखे जिससे हमें जीवन को समझने में आसानी हो। अभिनेता भी यही करते हैं। वो जो भी खेलते हैं, जो भी प्रस्तुत करता है, उसको एक दृष्टि देते हैं। वो पूरा का पूरा तो नहीं उठाकर ले आता, वो अपनी दृष्टि से परख कर, चुन कर ही कुछ लाता है। यानी वो भी इंटरप्रेट करता है, वो भी प्रस्तुत करता है। तो इसको तो हम एक तरह से एक्टर की काबिलियत या एक्टर की ट्रेनिंग का हिस्सा कुछ हद तक मानते हैं कि वो नाटक के माध्यम से एक दर्शन को आगे ले जाता है और वो उसमें अभिनेता में उस दर्शन को समझने की कैपेबिलिटी होनी चाहिए, काबिलियत होनी चाहिए. He should be able to understand what the play is all about. You know, we often say, well, what is this play all about? What is the vision? What is it trying to take forward? And an actor doesn't, an actor who just acts his lines is, well, just not doing fully justice. And an actor ought to be able to understand this fundamental vision or the fundamental statement that may be underlying in the play, and we spend hours and hours discussing what is the thematic push, etc., etc. और हम ये भी कहते हैं कि क्योंकि उसको इस चीज़ को आगे ले जाना है, बढ़ाना है, this is going to rest with the actor because कथ्य में सार है और कथ्य में दृष्टि है, कथ्य में दर्शन है, कथ्य में विजन है, and all this the actor has to deal with. तो एक्टर को पार्ट ऑफ ट्रेनिंग में उसे सोचना, समझना आना चाहिए और उसको पढ़ना चाहिए. उसे जितनी भी तरीके हैं, जितने भी नज़रिए हैं ज़िंदगी को देखने के, समझने के, उसको वो सबकी कोई ना कोई समझ होनी चाहिए, उसका बोध होना चाहिए. सो वी डू. और जो उन बारीकियों को और उस सूक्ष्मता को पकड़ सके, उसमें वो स्किल भी होनी चाहिए और वो बुद्धि भी होनी चाहिए जो उसकी पहचान कर सके और वो स्किल जो उसे अपने अभिनय में ढाल सके. So we expect that the actor should be able to do justice to a vision. But I think this is largely because we now accept the predominance of a pre-written text, which the actor would have to handle. But as I was saying, that there is a context in which it is through work that creation could have emerged, and where the actor and the singer and were one and the same. But we are now talking of having moved on to an area of where we are assuming certain distinctions and certain categories, and where there is one who thinks and one who writes, and there is one who understands and carries it forward. And in between, we also have an intermediary who may be the director, who would probably bridge, be a bridge between the two, or rather create some other reflection to it. A philosopher is one who is in constant search of knowledge, knowledge of life, or he's a marker, he or she is a marker of a point of view, a way of looking, understanding, interpreting, and the actor is also constantly engaged with the same. Because it's also important here for us to see, if we look closely at actors, that not all actors perform the same things or choose to do so, or they do not perform the same things in the same way, in the same manner. So they make a conscious choice. They choose what kind of performance they would like to create, or what kind of performance they would like to be part of. For example, there are some who would like to be in a realistic play, एक वास्तविक परिस्थिति में ढलना पसंद करेंगे, अन्य व्यक्ति बनना पसंद करेंगे, तो कोई ऐसे भी हैं जो कल्पना लोक में प्रवेश करना चाहते हैं, और वो अलग अलग तरह की एनर्जीज के साथ प्ले करना चाहते हैं. किसी का माध्यम मूवमेंट है, किसी का माध्यम स्वर है, संगीत है, कोई शब्द थामता है, और कोई निशब्द ही सब कुछ कह डालना चाहता है. कोई चिल्लाकर झल्लाकर दर्शक तक पहुंचना चाहता है. मैं चिल्लाना चाहता हूँ, वो ऐसा कहता है कई बार कि मैं ये क्या धीमे धीमे आवाज में एक्टर यहाँ बोल रहे हैं, मुझे पसंद नहीं है. I want to say it aloud. I want to be loud and clear and emphatic. And there is an actor who would want to be like that. This is the response of that actor of a particular time. कोई शिष्टता की मर्यादा को लांघ कर कुछ कहना चाहता है, तो ये, और कोई विनम्र हो, हार्मनी पैदा करने के लिए बहुत शांत रूप से अभिनय करना चाहता है. would say that no, I would like to, there is too much noise in the world. Let us play it smoothly. Let us play it quietly. So I think these are the choices that actors bring to the performance in their preparation. And these are very much part of their worldview or their responses to the times or wherever. I mean, this has been going on for long. Wherever and whenever they are. तो ये उसके जीवन की दृष्टि ही है जो उसे विशिष्ट प्रणाली की ओर ले जाती है. It is their response to life that gives them the direction of the kind of work they want to create or try to create. Because that in itself is a viewpoint. The kind of medium, the quality and nature of their work or the form of their work is in itself a viewpoint. It itself is an interpretation. It is a way of examination. It is the way an actor stands in position, places himself or herself in space that speaks of an orientation, that speaks and brings out a performing personality. उसका खड़ा होना ही उसका एक दर्शन स्थापित करता है. मान लीजिए किसी नाटक में हम कहते हैं कि ये व्यक्ति किसी के अधीन है, उसने कर्ज लिया है या जो भी है। पर अगर इस व्यक्ति के अंदर आक्रोश है तो इसकी जो बॉडी लैंग्वेज है वो उस आक्रोश को कैरी कर सकती है। मे बी द टेक्स्ट इज पॉइंटिंग दैट he may be a subordinate, but he may not be a better. He would reflect a different kind of being, and that standing even without a word would say something more than just what the role may be. अब इसको अगर हम देखें तो हम लोग जैसे सिनेमा में भी देखते हैं या टेलीविजन में भी देखते हैं, तो हम लोग अक्सर कुछ पॉपुलर एक्टर्स को लेकर भी ऐसी बातें आपस में करते हैं, कि फलां एक्ट्रेस ने तो स्त्री के अकेलेपन को एक व्यापक रूप दिया है ना, फलां एक्टर ने सामंतवाद की जो ढलता काल है उसको बहुत खूबसूरती से या बहुत अच्छी तरह उतारा है, या किसी ने आज़ादी के बाद का जो उभरता आदर्शवाद है उसको बड़ी अच्छी तरह से और बहुत डेलिकेसी के साथ रखा है। किसी ने एक समय के दबे हुए घुटन को पकड़ा है, किसी को देखो तो उस काल का गुस्सा एकदम हमको समझ में आता है, और किसी के में तो जो कश्मकश है, द लॉस्टनेस ऑफ यूथ, वो उसकी प्रतिध्वनि उसकी आंखों में दिखाई देती है। और we do see these things in so many actors, and those actors seem to represent a certain period of time in their performance, whatever be the film or whatever be that, but they seem to personify something which is very particular, जो कि केवल प्रतिबिंब नहीं है उस समय का, वो बिंब बन जाता है. This becomes, and even on stage we see that so many actors have a performing personality that they carry with them, and this performing personality could very well be part of their own response and their own comment or interpretation of life. तो ये जो प्रतिबिंब नहीं बिंब बन जाता है, ये ठीक उसी तरह है जिस तरह की शिल्पकार की कृति अनंत में कुछ गढ़ जाती है, और वो इतनी सदियों के बाद भी हम जब देखते हैं तो हमें एक काल का बहुत कुछ समझ में आता है, हमारे सामने घूम जाता है, या जैसे किसी लेखक की महाकृति भी सदियों को पार करके दिख जाती है. Now, this passing through the generations and passing through time may not be possible for a single actor, but we do see that sometimes these themselves become traditions. For example, हम देखते हैं कि जैसे हमारे बहुत सारे लोक नाटक हैं, उनमें हम देखते हैं कि बिना आलेख के ही किस तरह बहुत सारी चीज़ें अभिनेताओं ने एक पीढ़ी से दूसरी पीढ़ी तक पहुंचाई हैं. जैसे बंसी जी ख्याल के अभिनेता भी हैं, निर्देशक भी हैं. वो बताते हैं कि उनके गुरु लच्छी राम कभी कई बार रिहर्सल कराते कराते ही गीत रच देते थे, और वहीं पर वो कंपोज भी हो जाते थे और आगे अभिनेता को मिल जाते थे, और वो उसको आगे बढ़ाते थे. उसका कहीं लिखित रूप नहीं मिलेगा. उसके बहुत सारे अंश ऐसे हैं जो अलिखित है, लेकिन ख्याल के सभी अभिनेताओं को याद हैं, और उनको उसकी धुन भी याद है, और उन्हें उसको करने का तरीका भी याद है. सो अ ट्रेडिशन दैट फ्लोज फ्रॉम पर्सन टू पर्सन इज वो विजिबल है, और अब उसका क्रिटिकल मापदंड क्या हो, कैसा हो, ये दूसरे लोगों के सोचने की बात है. पर उनको ही नहीं, उनके दर्शकों को भी वो याद है, और वो उसको उस रचना का एक अंश मानते हैं, स्वीकारते हैं और उस पर उसकी प्रतीक्षा भी करते हैं जब परफॉर्मेंस होता है। इसी तरह अगर हम देखें तो एनएसडी रेपर्टरी की अपनी जो प्रोडक्शन है, बहुत अच्छी फेमस परफॉर्मेंस घासीराम कोतवाल। No, it has gone through so many shows, so many years, so many changes of actors, and yet the totality of it has been sustained, maintained, contained. And I think it has been passed on from one actor's performance to another actor's performance in a very, very uh, not mysterious, but in a very subtle way. क्योंकि किस तरह उसका वो रूप बरकरार रखा गया है, ये एक परंपरा के बनाए रखने की कहानी है एक्चुअली। अगर इसको हम देखें तो हाउ ओवर so many changes, over so many years and so many shows, how the totality of something which is a live performance can also be maintained. And अब जैसे और इसके साथ साथ हम ये भी देखते हैं कि ये जो लाइवनेस और ये जो एक सिंगल एक्टर का कंट्रीब्यूशन बिकमिंग इनटू अ ट्रेडिशन and developing its own following within that tradition is there not just in India, but you find in many other so many other forms also. और जापान के सियामी ने इसके बारे में बहुत लिखा है और इसकी ग्रेडिंग भी करी है कि किस तरह एक ही चीज़ को एक नौसिखिया परफॉर्मर और एक बचा हुआ परफॉर्मर किस तरह परफॉर्म करता है, क्योंकि और उसमें क्या अंतर आता है, क्योंकि उसमें जीवन दृष्टि बढ़ती है. And he says that the transience and permanence both are like the falling of trees and the blooming of a flower and the ripening of a fruit. ये तीनों चीजों में परिवर्तन भी है और स्थायित्व भी है, क्योंकि ये एक का हिस्सा ही है. जैसा कि मैंने जो पहले जेट्स की कविता पढ़ी उसमें भी वो यही कहता है कि कौन सा अंग भिन्न है. तो उसी तरह अभिनेता का जो कर्म है, जो काम है और अभिनेता की जो दृष्टि है, वो कहीं ना कहीं मेल खाती है और तभी जाकर कुछ रचना का फूल खिलता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे नौटंकी है, अब इसमें कुछ हिस्से तो ठीक है, एक खास शैली में गाए जाते हैं, एक खास तरीके से गाए जाते हैं और वो फिक्स्ड है. वो अगर किताब है या नहीं है उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता, कलाकारों को वो याद. लेकिन बीच में कलाकारों ने जो नहीं है किताब में लिखा हुआ, वो इम्प्रोवाइज करके बनाया है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल देयर इज दिस परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ अमर सिंह राठौर, जिसमें जो अर्जुन का रोल प्ले करता है, मतलब भाई का, हाड़ी रानी के का स्टेप, मतलब अमर सिंह राठौर के साले का जो रोल करता है, अब वो जब हाड़ी रानी से मिलता है तो एक परफॉर्मेंस में वो उसको कहता है कि तुम्हारी भाभी ने तुम्हारे लिए कुछ भेजा है, और वो एक बहुत बड़ा थैला निकालता है और फिर वो उस थैले को देने लगता है. फिर वो कहता है देखो इसको ध्यान से रखना, और फिर वो कहता है देखो इसमें क्या है, तो खोलता है तो एक और थैला निकलता है, फिर उसको खोलता है तो एक और निकलता है, उसको खोलता है तो वो बटुआ छोटा 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 होता जाता है और थैले पे थैला, थैले पे थैला, थैले पे थैला निकलता जाता है. नाउ दिस, ये जो है, ये एक एक्टर ने क्रिएट किया है, क्योंकि ये टेक्स्ट में नहीं है. और इसमें जो है राजा महाराजाओं का भी जो प्रेजेंटेशन है वो बहुत देहाती तरीके से, बहुत रस्टिक तरीके से प्रस्तुत किया गया, एंड विच कनेक्ट्स विद द ऑडियंस, एंड द ऑडियंस जस्ट लव्स एंड एंजॉयज दिस कमिंग ऑफ द बटुआ में बटुआ, बटुए में बटुआ, बटुए में बटुआ, बटुए में बटुआ. It is totally against the situation, you may say, but this is what takes the play, the story closer to the audience. Now, and this is an actor's interpretation, how he would say that make this moment moment of delight for the audience. So it is the creation of an actor. और फिर ये मैंने देखा कि ये एक ही नहीं, इसको और ग्रुप्स ने भी फिर लिया है. So how this then becomes a tradition or part of a performance, but initially comes as an actor's own point of view or an actor's own contribution to a piece of work which may have already been created, and a story which is all full of chivalry and high warrior-like emotions suddenly has something like this, which is which breaks that. And I think this is where the actor and who understands कि वो कहाँ परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, वो उसको एक बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग मोड दे जाते हैं. एंड इस तरह के हमको अनेकों अनेक उदाहरण जो हैं मिलते हैं, और हम गौर से देखें तो एक्टर्स अपने आप से ये बहुत सारी परफॉर्मेंसेस में टेक्स्ट को कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं इस तरह से. और लोग, I mean, I can sense that people saying that, well, maybe in repertories or in certain yarns, this kind of improvisation or creating new dimensions by the actor is acceptable. But जो एक स्थापित तरीका है मंच पर आने का, एक न्यूट्रलिटी क्रिएट करके और उसमें ढलने का, वो थोड़ा कुछ भिन्न है. पर वो कहेंगे कि उसमें अगर कोई अभिनेता अपना वर्तमान लेकर आता है तो वो एक कॉन्शियस प्रोसेस नहीं. I mean, this is not, so it cannot be considered as part of the actor's vision because it is not being done consciously. They feel that this is something that sneaks in, or something that or this is something that an actor cannot get rid of, an identity that does not peel off. But this may also be creative insistence, the drive that pulls the actor towards expression. Just as the actor who strives and attains neutrality often does not then want to relish or get into the trappings of real everyday life characters, but wants to delve into the realm of pure energy, emotion, to bring within them wider than singular experiences. तो वो भी है कि वो बहुत छोटा प्ले नहीं करना चाहते, वो अपने अंदर बहुत कुछ कंटेन करना चाहते हैं, तो वो भी संभव है. So these are choices. You know, these are the choices that an actor makes. An actor may want to play Tughlaq, carry the energies of the times of Tughlaq. An actor may want to play Maulana Azad, to carry the energies, to carry the philosophies, to carry the thoughts and complexities of a person like him. This is not everybody's cup of tea. There would be some who would rather prefer to play a more, may enjoy playing an ordinary person who goes to office and comes home and discover an ocean of complexities within that so-called very ordinary character. That too is possible. So these are the choices that actors make, and the 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 pick of one may not be suitable for the other, and they are quite aware of uh, what they want to play. Of course, these choices shift at particular times of their own performing life. They sometimes want to play larger characters, sometimes they want to play smaller characters, sometimes they want to play people who look more ordinary. Well, they want to experiment. That. So, so these are when these so the worldviews are crystallized within the actor's presence. Now, some people would say yes in the body of the actor. I prefer to say presence because presence is more inclusive. Now, this presence that the actor brings with him, with her, often creates a parallel narrative to the main text. When I directed Aadhe Adhure, I mean, Pratima Kazmi was able to bring both grace, dignity, and a quietness in the role of Sadhguru. And Alka was able to bring in a lot of love for the mother. And that changed. These were that she helped us to change many things in the play without changing the lines of the text, but to create another layer of life that would go beneath it, that would go I mean, some people, as I said, may say that this is subversive, and yet it is enriching because it adds to the already existing play. Uh, it is by it is in this way I feel that texts are often able to transcend their times. Transcend the writer's viewpoint because the performance is not repetitive of a previous one. जो पहले हुआ पहले देखा उसी को नहीं दोहरा रहे हैं या उसी काल को नहीं दोहरा रहे हैं उसमें हम कुछ और ढूंढ पा रहे हैं कुछ और पढ़ पा रहे हैं तो उससे वो जो कृति है उसकी भी जिंदगी बढ़ती है और उसमें हमें और ये उसकी रिचनेस भी है कि हमें उसमें बहुत से ऐसे बिंदु दिखने लगते हैं जो शायद पहले उतने इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं थे और बाद में इम्पोर्टेंट होते गए जैसे शाइलॉक का प्रेजेंटेशन शेक्सपियर में समय के साथ बहुत बदला है और बहुत सी परिस्थितियों में people now or people would may even sympathize with Shylock in the way the treatment may be there. So these transitions, these changes, this finding new life or in the same written character or words is what an actor brings forth. The it brings forth an interpretation that has evolved over time, that has evolved perhaps over generations, over experiences imbibed by the performance. You could say that director also, yes, the director's viewpoint also, but the director draws upon those actors who would be able to bring about that, who would be able to play that interpretation or would be able to expand on that interpretation and give it life or who would be able to speak or perform in a particular genre and draw on what may be the basic idea. And the actor, the performer brings himself or herself to the working space in the preparation, allowing things to emerge out of her own self and create dimensions out of that. So I would say that the presence of any performer, I mean, I would go a step forward and say perform, of any performer, even a person who's doing acrobatics or a person who is uh, walking on a rope, उसका उसकी भी अगर आप उसको भी अगर आप गौर से देखेंगे तो उसके उस तरह उस एक्शन को करने में आपको जिंदगी और दुनिया का बहुत कुछ नजर आए। बात हमारी भी दृष्टि की है, वो वहाँ क्या ढूंढ रही है और कितना ढूंढ रही है। I mean, this is not to, it's not a place where we philosophize about the audience also, but this is to say that it exists in that core too. And coming back to what we were talking of earlier, over the years, the actors have worked and worked hard to create larger stakes for themselves in the world of theatre. To be not just the conveyors of content, but to be both creator and conveyor. Many actors come to the theatre not just to play roles, but to be heard, and to express the times, to create a grammar of mockery, of protest, of laughter, of resilience, of tranquility, or even love. The subjects they handle may vary, but the overall energy or experience could be one that is commonly shared and distributed in all their work. It could be disillusionment, it could be a celebration of life, it could be fragmentation, or it could be harmony. It could be so many, but there would be a definite attribute, a definite color, a definite shade of energy that the actor would bring with himself or herself during the performance. Now, this would this is one kind of uh, containing of a worldview. But to take it, but actors are trying, as I said, to take it a step forward, to be the creator also. And I think when they create their content and their style, when they want to create with their content, when with their own selves they create content and style, then something else happens. It means that they take responsibility for the work that they are doing. Now, this could be through solo work, this could be through collaborative work, which is happening or has been happening for the past few decades on a fairly big scale. Uh, the most uh, prominent aspect of it, or the most important aspect of it, I would say, is the decision. The decision to take the initiative, the decision to create something, uh, not wait for an opportunity to be created by someone else, or that someone else should do something what is in my heart and mind, and I would get an opportunity to be there and perform. But not to wait, but to take the decision and to take the initiative and to make a piece on what I believe, what I feel ought to be there in theatre. It is this responsibility and initiative that makes all the difference. To be there not only to execute or act, but to decide what, and to have a what I want to say, what I want to search, and to claim that space, and to claim to be the person who holds the vision, the viewpoint of that piece, to say that this belongs to me, it comes from me, and I also take it forward. This take is what an actor can claim. And this is what many, many actors are claiming. This claim that has made a huge difference to the nature of theatre, to the nature of theatre processes, to the nature of the aesthetics of theatre that is also emerging. The solo work has been an area where the actor has been central to the piece. It is not to say that the others do not matter, but it is that the onus, the responsibility, and the vision belongs to the actor. It is something that may be a comment of the actor, it may also be something personal from the actor, which is made public, but the actor is at the pivot of that piece. It changes a whole, uh, it changes, maybe shifts, I would not say changes, but it shifts the alliance of relationships. And it gives and it makes the performer also the thinker. The performer also, so to say, the philosopher of the work. And this is an internal shift, but a huge shift. The solo also places the actor in full view and command of the audience. So, these days we are seeing a lot of these solo standing comedy shows and so on coming forth. And I think there the performers are playing directly to the audience. The performers are claiming that kind of a relationship with audiences where they can directly exchange or bring forth their own comments, whatever they be, uh, without uh, having necessarily depending on a vehicle to take forth uh, that uh, to create that communication, but to directly communicate. And I think these are things that we need to think about and we need to reflect upon with times as many of these shifts are taking places, because as people feel or as actors or performers feel the urgency to speak up or to be now present and to do things and say things, uh, they may or may not uh, 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 may or may not want to delve with the niceties of performances. But I would say that uh, even if they do, and even if they do create pieces, like maybe like with Tikam created Shut It Down, which is on the loneliness in an urban space. Now, that is an actor's initiative to express something which is uh, sort of pervasive all around and felt uh, tangibly. And I think uh, creating what is of meaning or what is necessary for me to create for theatre is a very active role then that an actor is taking, an actor is creating for himself or herself by um, taking this kind of a plunge and the decision to do so. So while the solo remains, I think, a very important way, one also sees that in a lot of collaborative work, um, actors have um, been very active in creating the content of that piece. And here, some of the work that I did with the students, like Rang Thuli, where the actors sort of built the whole narrative through their own understanding of the life of the male and female women performers. And that understanding was projected throughout that performance. Or I would give the example of other two plays that I did with the batch, the two plays being Radha and Binator. They were both on migration. And Radha is about the women in Vrindavan who live there. And it was started uh, as an exercise that they went to Vrindavan and they met people, came back, and they were asked to uh, create one gesture of a person who had who had left the maximum impression on them. So it began with a gesture. And from the gesture, they then build the person, the personality of that person, the life of that person, and then the lives of the other people who were around there, and wove a whole narrative, which is about the women who have made Vrindavan their homes, the women who are immersed in worship, women who long to go back home, women who have forgotten their original homes, and a nephew who is searching uh, for an aunt who may be there. It is like the original home searching for its inmate, and the women there are leading their own life. Now, this whole piece was created by the actor, this whole play, in little bits, and it was then strewn together slowly. Bina Tor, which dealt with the artists who have migrated largely from Rajasthan and are living in Delhi. There was a time we had coffee breaks. Now we have coughing breaks. I'm sorry for that, but I do have a cough. So, Bina Tor uh, was made by the actors by meeting the artists, understanding them, visiting them, learning from them, and creating a mohalla and characters. And this particular play, Bina Thor, had no written script. You see, in this they were able to tune in with each other to the extent that during the performance also, they did not feel the need to have to follow a kind of a very pakka script, but they were able to be in tune with each other and carry the story or the narratives of those characters forward. And I think this was something very remarkable that the actors were able to achieve in two ways. One, that they were able to bring out something from the world outside into the theatre by their own observations, their own creations, and their own reflections. At the same time, coordinate with each other. It was not a sense of competition that, who's doing more and who's doing less. But it was more about the collective shared understanding that they were able to develop with each other uh, about the largeness of the content that they were handling. And I think more than uh, the being the performer, they were all, they had a lot to perform, and each one wants to perform, but to also uh, carry very delicately and with great awareness of the significance of what they were performing. This was a very uh, these are very moments of very beautiful learning, even for people who are standing around. For example, I remember when we did Rang Dhuli, and we had this sequence where the male do the women roles, and the male actors were asked if they would like to do that, and many of them were willing. And then they were, well, to dress up as women. They were asked on a particular day that, okay, then you let us see, you dress up as women, and we will see how it goes. I was thinking there will be too much of मजाक उड़ेगा, ये होगा, वो होगा. On the contrary, it was a very, when I went to the green room, and the boys were all dressing up, and the girls were helping them, and one of the boys said to me that the first time I realized that how much I look like my mother. It was an amazing comment. And then when we had the class, it was the quietest class that we ever had. There was such serenity, such calmness in the class. वो एक अद्भुत ही अनुभव था. शायद रंग धूली करते समय ही तब इसीलिए लगा कि कभी राधा किया जा सकता है. राधा जैसी थीम, राधा जैसे विषय, महाविषय को भी छात्रों के साथ किया जा सकता है. इसीलिए राधा में भी बहुत सारे स्त्री पात्र पुरुष अभिनेताओं ने किए, और बहुत खूबसूरती से किए. तो इस तरह से जब अभिनेता अपने से रचते हैं, कंटेंट भी, कन्वेयर भी बनते हैं, तो वो एक दूसरा तरीका हो जाता है रंगमंच से जुड़ने का, रंग कर्म को करने का. तो मैं बस यही कहना चाहती हूँ कि आज की तारीख में कथ्य बना रहे हैं अभिनेता, और वो अपनी अभिव्यक्ति को विस्तार दे रहे हैं. जैसे फलक में बादल आते हैं, घुमड़ते हैं, बिजली बरखा बरसाते हैं, चले जाते हैं, ओझल हो जाते हैं. इसी तरह अभिनेता की प्रस्तुति संध्या भी ऐसे ही चली जाती है, लेकिन उसके जो बनने की प्रक्रिया है, वो अपने में कई तरह के पानी बटोर के लाती है. और अभी जो है हम उसकी सीमा नहीं बांध सकते हैं, क्योंकि जैसा मैंने कहा, अभिव्यक्ति जब विस्तार पाती है, या विस्तार बनाने लगती है, या विस्तार ढूंढती है, तो वो बहुत बहुत रास्ते भी बना लेती है. फिर ये सवाल बहुत छोटा हो जाता है कि ये सोचा किसने था और किया किसने, क्योंकि हम तो वही ग्रहण करते हैं जिसका दर्शन हमें मिलता है, और दर्शन तो वही देता है जो सामने होता है। ये तो मैं रुक जाती हूँ क्योंकि कुछ प्रश्न आ रहे हैं, उनको देख लेते हैं। मॉडर्न टाइम में नई मुद्रा कैसे बनाई जाती है? मुद्राएं तो समय के साथ बदलती जाती हैं। मुद्रा सिर्फ वही नहीं है जो नाट्य शास्त्र में आप देखते हैं। आज अगर हम ऐसे बात करते हैं या ऐसे किसी को ठुकराते हैं या अकड़ कर चलते हैं, तो ये हमारी आज की मुद्रा है। या आज हम सब लोग मास्क लगाकर जो चल रहे हैं, अपना चेहरा छिपाकर दूसरे से बचते हुए चल रहे हैं, ये हमारी आज की मुद्रा है। मुद्रा वही नहीं है जो दिख रही है। ये हमारी आज की मुद्राएं आज से 20 साल 30 साल बाद लोग जब आज की फोटो देखेंगे तो उनको दिखाई देंगी कि अरे ये एक दूसरे से बचने का एक अंदाज बन रहा था, अरे ये झटक रहा था, ये जो हम दूर रहो मुझसे हमारी अदा कह रही है, ये सब हमारी आज की मुद्राएं हैं। तो मुद्राएं समय के साथ परिस्थिति के साथ बदलती है, पर हमें उसे पकड़ना आना चाहिए। हम कई बार ये सब जो होता है ऑर्डिनरी बिहेवियर, इसको ध्यान नहीं देते हैं, हमें वो टू ऑर्डिनरी लगता है। बट एक्चुअली व्हेन यू पिक अप फ्रॉम देयर, उसी से जब आप गढ़ लेते हैं और उसी को लेकर बना लेते हैं, तो वो क्रिस्टलाइज हो जाती है और फिर वो एक मुद्रा की तरह स्थापित भी हो जाती है। तो ये ऑब्जर्वेशन से और उसको फिर उसको एक टाइमिंग और उसको एक वजन देने से अपनी परफॉर्मेंस में हम उस मुद्रा को स्थापित करते हैं। We carry it as part of performance grammar and language by handling the everyday behavior, picking from there and giving it, उसको वजन देना और उसको स्पेस देना, उसकी टाइमिंग देना, जिससे कि वो स्थापित हो जाए, ये उसको कर देते हैं। डायरेक्टर की फिलॉसफी एक्टर की फिलॉसफी से अलग हो तो एक्टर को कौन सी फिलॉसफी को महत्व देना चाहिए? ये व्यक्तिगत प्रश्न है। इसका उत्तर मतलब ये व्यक्तिगत उत्तर होगा इसका, क्योंकि बेहतर तो यही होता है कि जहां मेल बैठे वहीं हम कुछ रचनात्मक काम करें, क्योंकि अगर हम आंख से आंख मिलाकर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं तो बहुत कठिन हो जाता है। हमें अपने आप को उतना भी गौण नहीं कर देना चाहिए कि जिस रस के लिए हम दुनिया की तमाम चीज़ों को छोड़कर थिएटर में आए हैं, कुछ रचना के क्षेत्र में आए हैं, तो वहां भी मन महसूस कर रह जाएं। ऐसा ना, संवाद करें। मेरे को लगता है अब वो निर्देशक मतलब आई थिंक डायरेक्टर्स लिसन, अगर आप बात करते हैं और नेगोशिएट करते हैं तो कहीं कुछ रास्ते निकल सकते हैं, रास्ते बन सकते हैं। But we all would have personal answers to such a question. परफॉर्मर और एक्टर में डिफरेंस है, उसको और क्लियर करिए। देखिए, एक व्यक्ति जो नट है, रस्सी पे चलता है या एक्रोबैटिक करता है, वो भी परफॉर्म कर रहा है। हम लोग जनरली उसको परफॉर्मर कह देते हैं, और जो जना किसी किरदार में ढलता है उसको हम एक्टर कह देते हैं। और हम ये मानकर चलते हैं कि एक्टर अपने साथ एक बंधा हुआ एक्शन लेकर चल रहा है, और परफॉर्मर का एक गतिविधि को लेकर एक्शन होता है। तो अब ये कितना आवश्यक है, कितना अनावश्यक है, ये भी अपने आप में एक विषय हो सकता है चर्चा के लिए, और इस पर भी काफी सोचा जा सकता है। Kindly explain the 4 pillars of the Michael Chekhov myth. I would love to do that, except that that is outside this topic that we are discussing right now. I would rather talk about within this context, and maybe some other time, because Michael Chekhov deserves more space than just a passing reference to do real justice to somebody like Michael Chekhov, and to a method that has contributed so much to theatre. We need both more space, more time, and more focus on that. Can going into extreme method like crippling oneself for a role is the only way of reaching highest brilliance? There is no brilliance in that. I uh, I do not know why you asked this question, but as far as I would say, that is probably not required. Actor needs to be a good observer to be a good actor. So how can one improve this skill and use it to build character his her? I think it is observing people very closely, observing not just how they are sitting or what is their gesture, but also to see the source of the gesture. Is the gesture coming from the wrist, from the spine? Where does this gesture emerge from? What is the intensity of the gesture? What is the speed and flow of the gesture? Is the body language contradicting itself? Is it saying the same thing? Upper part of the body, the torso and the lower part of the body, are they in harmony? Are they opposing each other? Is the face saying something? Is the neck tilting? Is there an alignment? So the observation is uh, also about, the observation also demands that you have a good understanding of the anatomy of the human body. And therefore, you could see, as I'm saying, the source of the gesture. From where is this gesture emerging? Uh, is it a superficial gesture? Is it a deeper gesture? Where is it rooted? And I think when you see and observe uh, and pick up the contradictions within that observation also, you would find a lot of um, rich alphabets from which you could create your words, and I would say eventually over a period of time, a grammar for building characters. Is it possible that the philosophy worldview of the playwright, director, and actor may differ, conflict with each other, with regards to a particular text. Yes, this is very much possible because very often what the playwright may have intended and what the director has perceived and what the actor feels it communicates may definitely be at variance from each other. Now, the delight of theatre is that we can have all these variances and still be able to create a whole. That is, if we create that space for learning and picking from each other and being able to create a whole which doesn't need to be one dimensional. I mean, truth always doesn't need to have, by truth I mean the aesthetic truth or whatever, doesn't need to have just one singular focus all the time. I think we could create works which have parallel narratives, which have subversions, which have multiple layerings that could emerge. I think this uh, multiple narrative is a very interesting way of handling text, and it is possible if there is this openness to have a kind of divergence even within uh, one performance. However, this would really depend on experience to experience. I cannot speak for everybody. How to know if I understood the subtext exactly or close to like the writers wanted to convey? You see, there are certain leads within the text which tell us what would be the subtext. And the subtext doesn't always necessarily need to be something that is contradicting the text. So, the text, if you are catching the text, um, then you would find a simple subtext therein. But it is also possible that you may like to create a subtext that is a divergence with the text. That too is possible. So now, whether your subtext is matching with the writer or not matching with the writer is something that has no one answer. Your subtext would, of course, need to fall into the whole. It would need to be part of the whole. Um, there is a poem of Sahir Ludhianvi's on Taj Mahal, in which in the first two lines he talks about the beauty of Taj Mahal. And in the third line he says, मेरे महबूब कहीं और मिलाकर मुझसे. So between the first two lines, where he says, माना कि तुझे अकीदत है इससे and all that, and the third line, मेरे महबूब कहीं और मिलाकर मुझसे, there is a subtext, फिर भी. ये सब बहुत सुंदर है, खूबसूरत है, तुम्हें पसंद है, फिर भी मेरे महबूब कहीं और मिलाकर मुझसे. नाउ दिस फिर भी का सबटेक्स्ट जो है, अगर आप ढूंढ लेते हैं तो ये आपकी थर्ड लाइन की रेंडरिंग को बदल देगा. नहीं तो आपकी थर्ड लाइन अलग थलग रेंडर हो जाएगी. तो कविता में भी या इस तरह की उसमें भी कहीं कहीं आपको, और ये छोटे छोटे जो आपको आप ढूंढ लेते हैं, वो आपकी हो सकता है वो बहुत प्रोमिनेंट ना हो, लेकिन एज एन एक्टर वो आपको अगली पंक्ति को कैसे बोला जाए या अगली पंक्ति को कैसे कहा जाए, उसमें आपको एक नई दिशा दे देते हैं. So this is how you could search for the subtext. Even in this, you could have stages, one stage which makes the text more comprehensible. The second, which complexes the situation little more. So you could have different stages or different, in the first round you just make ये जो पैसेज है इसमें कहाँ कहाँ गैप्स हैं और उनको अगर उसके बीच में उसने क्या सोचा होगा तो उसको अगर आप मन में ले आए और उतने को भी रखें तो आपको उसको पकड़ने में भी बहुत मदद मिलेगी और फिर उसके बाद आप और ज़्यादा उसके साथ ये खेल सकते हैं कि इसके विपरीत भी हम कि वो कह तो रहा है हाँ हाँ जाओ सच में कह रहा है मत जाओ है ना तो ये जो है ये आप सेकंड थर्ड लेयरिंग में ढूंढ सकते हैं Artists never die. Please explain philosophy behind this. कलाकार तो कला है तो कलाकार भी है और कलाकार है तो कला है तो ये तो अनंत का वास्ता है ये तो रहता है एक से दूसरे में दूसरे से तीसरे में परफॉर्मिंग आर्ट्स में ये है कि हमारे माध्यम से हमेशा नहीं रहता पर एक दूसरे से लेते हुए तो हमेशा रहता है और कलाकार जो है वो कहीं भी होगा कैसे भी होगा अपनी कला को जीवित रखने की कोशिश वो करता है ना कैसे भी हो छोटे छोटे में बड़े में जब तक जीवन है तब तक कला तो है How a director can develop the philosophical side among the actors before the start of a script. Is there any technique games that can be used? Yes, I mean there are directors who work a lot, and in the sense that they do not like to keep the philosophy of their work that they are creating only to themselves, but they are willing to. They are very open and they share it very willingly with the actors. So they would probably, either discuss what are the paradigms of the thought which has created this piece and why they are performing it and what they see in it, and invite the actors to also look for whatever there may be for them in this particular play or performance that they are going to create together. They would probably give some material to read or invite people to talk about that. If it is a complex complex theme, they may invite others to join in. And they जो आपके नाटक की जो स्ट्रक्चर है या कहानी है या जो सिचुएशंस हैं कई बार उसके पैरेलल कुछ दे सकते हैं जैसे मुझे याद है जब हम काठ की गाड़ी कर रहे थे तो उसमें आपको हाशिए पे धकेला जा रहा है क्योंकि आपको लेप्रेसी हो गया है तो उसके पैरेलल और क्या हो सकता है उसके पैरेलल आप जब फेल हो जाते हैं क्लास में तो बाकी लोग आपसे कन्नी काट लेते हैं या किसी और तरह की चीज हो जाती है तो उस तरह के पैरेलल अनुभवों से भी हम उस बड़ी चीज को समझ सकते हैं सो आई थिंक पैरेलल्स बाय ड्राइंग पैरेलल्स लाइक दिस many difficult situations can be made tangible to be brought within the range of our everyday experience. So, ये डायरेक्टर्स आमतौर से इस तरह के पैरेलल्स क्रिएट करते हैं या उस के कुछ फिजिकल सेंसेशंस क्या होती. आई एम फीलिंग लॉस्ट. The character is feeling lost. So lost could be also if you're blindfolded, you could be lost. आपको समझ में नहीं. तो वो, there are different ways. Depends on the kind of script, depends on the kind of director and the kind of team and working that is possible. जिसमें games या physicalization या parallels या reading of necessary material, all this can help to broaden the perspective. Psychological as an actor, what should we do every day? जियो, अच्छे से जियो, काम करो, देखो, जीवंत रहो, खुश रहो, तत्पर रहो कि कुछ कर जाए. Keep it there and pick up little exercises for yourself to practice. But above all, निराश नहीं होना, उदास नहीं होना, खिल कर रहना है. ये बहुत जरूरी है अभिनेता के लिए. ड्रामा थेरेपी के बारे में अपने विचार बताइए. कितना ये भी अच्छा सवाल है, पर बहुत बड़ा सवाल है और इस विषय के दायरे से थोड़ा बाहर है. मौका मिलेगा तो इस पर फिर कभी. पर हाँ, समाज के लिए तो बहुत ज़रूरी है नाटक का होना, नाटक का होते रहना बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि ये एक विविधता को भी मंच देता है, विवाद को भी मंच देता है, अपोजिंग व्यूज के लिए जगह बनाता है. तो ये हमारे मन को खोलने के लिए इसका होते रहना बहुत ज़रूरी है. मैं एक अभिनेता को कितना उसे अपने सेल्फ या अपना डिसीजन लेना चाहिए जो वो कह रहा है, या वो कहीं राइटर के साथ अन्याय ना हो जाए. बहुत डरो नहीं. हो सकता है जो आप कहें वो लेखक यही कहे कि हाँ, मेरे मन में भी यही था, या हाँ, ये भी हो सकता है, ये थोड़ा आगे की बात है. हो सकता है आपको ये प्रतिक्रिया भी मिले. इसकी संभावना को भी रखो. Spontaneity is good or not while performing the character. Yes, spontaneity, if you can carry the spontaneity. एक स्पॉन्टेनिटी होती है जो दर्शक को देख के आ जाती है, वो कई बार नर्वसनेस की वजह से होती है. और एक स्पॉन्टेनिटी होती है जब हम अपने में रूटेड होते हैं, अपने में मजबूत होते हैं, तब हम आसानी से स्पॉन्टेनियस हो सकते हैं. हमें झिझकने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती, या हमें रिजिड होने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती. एंड आई थिंक इसका दोनों के बीच का अंतर आप समझते ही होंगे. एक एक्टर की फिलॉसफी तब भी ठीक होती है जब वो लोगों से मैच करे, हमारे पास्ट एंड कल्चर से मैच ना करे. कई तरह की फिलॉसफी एक साथ एक समाज में होती है। प्लेटो भी एक समय में थे। प्लेटो, एरिस्टोटल, सोक्रेटिस, ये सब अलग अलग सोच के थे। Different divergent views exist in different societies, sometimes parallel. So, if you have a point of view, if you believe in a point of view, the point of view exists. What is the peaceful way of persuading actors by director to break their limitations in short time? This can only be done in a peaceful way. There can be no other way. No shouting, screaming, and can open up an actor. It has to be with peace, it has to be with faith, and it has to be with dignity. The dignity of the director, the dignity of the actor, the dignity of the working environment. Within that, that is the only way. That is the only way to create rachna, tabhi ho sakti hai. Man, is there any theatre technique to observe a character? I would say there are various techniques. Different directors have developed different techniques, different exercises also regarding how to. When you say character, you probably mean a person. Now, the thing is whether you are observing a person in the context of a character or you are observing a person in order to create a new character. And I think that would give you a different way of doing it. But I think it is very nice to be sensitive to the people around us, to gauge and understand the different levels that you see around you. Um, it is people who come or who are the source that generates the theatre, even as characters or whatever. So there are various techniques, and different directors or different styles of acting would give you various techniques, especially some that would be going to कि अगर ये gesture है, अगर इसको exaggerate कर दें तो वो comedy भी बन सकता है, उसको curtail कर दें तो कैसे करें. तो ये कई तरीके हैं इसके, but again they are all genre specific. They would be different for different kinds or different styles of performance. Some would, work actually on to see how the spine or the alignment functions. Some would try to look more as expressions. So it would vary and it would depend on the kind or the nature of the work that you are trying to create. What are the different ways of teaching children to be better actors? Also, sometimes students feel the dialogues are less, so they tend to give less importance. How would you advise them? I think for children to be better actors is also, again, a very interesting subject. But again, a little outside the subject that we are talking about now. And maybe some other time we can talk about it. But I think one thing is that the children should not be afraid. And they should not afraid to, when they are performing or acting, there should be no fear in their hearts, and they should be free and free and if you want to modulate little here and there, then the child's eagerness should still remain. We should not kill the child's eagerness or the view of the child. Um, the performance to us should be secondary. The child's own desire to perform should be primary for us. And I think also, as you have said that, if the dialogues are less, but if the dialogues are less, they could discover performances in many other ways, and that it's not just a line that makes an actor. It is the presence that makes an actor. And to make their presence alive, that is what, and that is what we very often we enjoy also, being alive. It's so important to feel that. So, well, that was the last question. And thank you so much for being with us, me, and with the National School of Drama in this session. And I hope there were some ripplings and that you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you so much.